Welcome back to our channel, where every story opens your eyes and touches your heart. Today's story teaches one of the most powerful truths of life. Nothing is free. It's about a young boy who believed the world owed him everything. But one day, life showed him the real price behind every free thing. This story is unforgettable, because once you understand this truth, you'll never look at life the same way again. Part 1. The Boy Who Wanted Everything for Free. There was a boy named Ryan. He lived in a small, peaceful town surrounded by green fields and smiling people. Ryan was clever, but he always wanted things the easy way. He believed that the smartest people find shortcuts: free food, free fun, and even free success. He often said, "Why work hard when I can get it for free?" His parents were humble people who believed in hard work. His father repaired old bicycles, and his mother sold fruits in the market every morning. They earned just enough to live, but they were happy and proud of their work. Ryan, however, didn't think like them. He wanted more: new shoes, fancy clothes, and a phone like his rich classmates. But instead of working, he tried to find tricks and easy ways to get what he wanted. One afternoon, Ryan saw a big board outside a bakery. "Free cakes for everyone, today only." He couldn't believe his eyes. He rushed inside, grabbed 3 cakes and 2 bottles of soda, and sat smiling in the corner. "This is perfect," he whispered. "I didn't spend a single coin." But soon, his excitement faded. The bakery was crowded, people were shouting, and the baker looked exhausted. Ryan saw an old man cleaning the floor, struggling to keep up with the mess. Then the baker yelled, "We can't do this every day. We're losing everything." Ryan stopped eating for a moment. He looked around and realized someone else was paying for his free cakes. When he returned home, his father asked, "Did you enjoy the cakes?" Ryan smiled. "Yes, they were free." His father looked at him silently and said, "Son, remember one thing. Nothing in life is truly free. Someone always pays the price." That night, Ryan couldn't sleep. His father's words kept echoing in his mind. He began to see things differently. Every free thing came with hidden effort: someone's time, sweat, or sacrifice. As he looked out his window at the stars, Ryan whispered, "If nothing is free, then what have I been taking from others without knowing?" He didn't realize it yet, but this was the moment his life began to change. The days ahead would teach him lessons that would shape him forever. Part 2. The Price of Easy Choices. After that day at the bakery, Ryan couldn't forget what his father had said. Nothing in life is truly free. Someone always pays the price. At first, those words sounded simple. But the more he thought about them, the deeper they began to sink into his heart. He started noticing how often he looked for easy ways, shortcuts that saved him effort but cost others something valuable. In school, when his teacher gave homework, Ryan didn't do it himself. He copied it from his friend Noah every morning. He told himself, "It's fine. Noah doesn't mind." But one day, the teacher praised Noah for his neat and correct answers. Everyone clapped for him. Ryan sat quietly, realizing he couldn't even feel proud, because the work wasn't his. That was the first time Ryan felt the price of an easy choice. He got what he wanted: good marks. But he lost something more important: his own self-respect. A few weeks later, Ryan's school announced a small art competition. The winner would get a prize: a set of paints and brushes. Ryan loved painting, but he was lazy to prepare. So he decided to use an old drawing he found on the internet. He printed it, changed a few colors, and submitted it. On the day of the results, Ryan's name was called first. He was overjoyed. Everyone cheered as he walked up to the stage to receive his prize. But as he turned around, he saw a younger student in the audience, a boy named Liam, looking shocked and sad. After the event, Liam came to him and said softly, "That painting, it's mine." "I posted it online last month." Ryan froze. His hands trembled. The same guilt hit him again, stronger this time. He realized that his so-called free victory had stolen someone else's hard work. The joy of winning disappeared instantly. That night, Ryan couldn't eat. He sat quietly in his room, staring at the prize on his table. It didn't feel like an award anymore. It felt like a weight, a reminder of what he had done. He thought about the baker who gave away cakes and lost money, about Noah who worked hard while he copied, and about Liam who lost recognition for his art. It was all the same lesson. Nothing comes for free. Every time he took something easily, someone else paid for it. The next morning, Ryan made a decision that changed him. He went to Liam, returned the art set, and said, "You deserve this. I didn't earn it." Liam smiled, surprised by Ryan's honesty. That smile gave Ryan more peace than the prize ever did. Later, Ryan's teacher asked why he gave up his award. Ryan simply said, "Because it wasn't mine." For the first time, his teacher saw something different in him: maturity, courage, and truth. From that day, Ryan began to challenge himself. He stopped copying homework. He started helping his parents in the market. He learned that every effort, even the smallest one, creates value. He realized that success earned through honesty may come slowly, but it stays forever. Success taken for free fades quickly, leaving only regret behind. Part 3. The Test of Reality. Days passed, and Ryan's new journey had begun. He no longer searched for shortcuts or easy rewards. But as life often does, it soon tested whether he truly understood the lesson: that nothing is free. It was a bright Monday morning. His school announced a charity event to help poor children. Every student was encouraged to contribute, either money, time, or effort. Ryan's friends decided to bring food and clothes, but Ryan's family didn't have much to give. His father said gently, "Son, we may not have money, but we can give something more valuable: our time and effort." Ryan thought for a while. Then he said, "I'll help organize the event." The next day, while most students were busy talking and laughing, Ryan worked hard. He arranged chairs, decorated the stage, and helped the teachers carry boxes of food. His shirt was wet with sweat, his hands were dirty, but there was a strange joy in his heart, a feeling he had never known before. When the event started, he stood quietly in the back, watching others eat, play, and smile. For the first time, he felt proud, not because he got something, but because he gave something. That evening, while walking home, his father said, "See, son, when you give from your heart, you realize that true happiness isn't free either. It comes with effort, kindness, and sacrifice." Ryan smiled. "I understand that now, Dad. I really do." But just when Ryan thought he had changed, life gave him a bigger test. A few months later, his school planned a science fair. This time, the prize was huge: a scholarship for the best project. It could pay for his future studies, something his family could never afford. Ryan wanted it badly. At first, he started working honestly. He spent days drawing ideas, testing small experiments, and asking teachers for help. But one night, as the deadline approached, he saw a video online showing a perfect science model. It was almost the same topic as his project. The temptation whispered inside him. Why not copy it? No one will know his old habits tried to come back. He felt the same pull, the desire for an easy win. He sat there, staring at the screen, remembering his father's voice. Nothing in life is truly free. Someone always pays the price. He looked at his half-finished project and sighed. If I use this, he thought, I'll win the prize, but lose myself again. So instead of copying, Ryan decided to take inspiration, to understand how it worked, but build it in his own way. He worked all night, cutting cardboard, fixing wires, testing lights, and creating something different, something his own. By morning, his eyes were tired, but his heart was full. When the science fair began, other students showed fancy projects. Some clearly bought from shops, some copied from the internet. Ryan's project looked simple compared to theirs, but when the judges asked questions, he answered confidently because he knew his work. At the end of the day, the results were announced. Ryan didn't win the first prize. He came second. For a moment, he felt a pinch of disappointment. But when his teacher announced Ryan's project was fully self-made and his honesty has impressed us all, the hall filled with applause. That single moment was worth more than any trophy. He realized that success built on truth may not come instantly, but it stays forever. Later, his principal came to him and said, Ryan, you may not have won first prize, but you've earned something greater. Respect. And respect is never free. You earned it with honesty. Ryan smiled humbly. That night, as he walked home under the quiet stars, he whispered, I finally understand what life was trying to tell me. Every dream, every reward, every smile, everything has a price. You pay for it through your actions, your time, and your honesty. He looked up at the sky and said softly, and that's okay, because the things we work for are the ones that truly belong to us. Part 4. The Cost of Kindness. After the science fair, Ryan's heart was filled with peace. He didn't win the top prize, but for the first time, he felt truly proud of himself. His teacher's words, "Respect is never free," stayed in his mind like a sacred truth. But life was not done teaching him. The next chapter of his journey would show him that even kindness, the purest thing in the world, also has a cost. A few months later, winter arrived in his town. The cold winds blew through the streets, and people wrapped themselves in thick coats and scarves. One morning, while Ryan was walking to school, he noticed a boy sitting near the park bench. The boy looked weak, hungry, and shivering. His clothes were torn, and his hands were blue from the cold. Ryan stopped. For a moment, he felt pity. But then another thought crossed his mind. What if he's just pretending? What if it's not my problem? He almost walked away, but something stopped him. He remembered the times when he took things for free, the cakes, the copied homework, the fake victory. He had been selfish once, and he didn't want to be that person anymore. He turned back and asked gently, "Hey, are you okay?" The boy looked up. His eyes were tired but kind. "I'm fine," he whispered, though his lips were shaking. Ryan said, "You look cold. Do you want something to eat?" The boy nodded slowly. Ryan didn't have much money. His father had given him a few coins for lunch, but without thinking twice, he walked to a nearby bakery and bought a small loaf of bread and a cup of warm milk. He handed them to the boy. The boy smiled, a weak but genuine smile. Thank you, he said softly. You're the first person who stopped. Ryan sat with him for a few minutes. They talked. The boy's name was Sam, and he had no family. He lived in the streets and survived by doing small chores. When Ryan got up to leave, Sam said something Ryan would never forget. You gave me food, but more than that, you gave me hope. Those words touched Ryan's heart deeply. He didn't realize tears were falling from his eyes. He nodded silently and went to school, feeling something new. Not happiness, not pride, but peace. That evening, when Ryan told his parents what had happened, his mother's eyes filled with tears. His father smiled proudly and said, Son, kindness is never free either. You gave your food, your time, your heart. And in return, you received something more valuable than money. The next day, Ryan went back to the park to find Sam, but he was gone. Days turned into weeks, and Ryan didn't see him again. Yet he never forgot that day. It became a turning point in his life. From then on, Ryan began to help wherever he could. He helped old people cross the road. He taught small kids who couldn't afford school. He carried groceries for neighbors. None of these acts gave him fame or money. But every time he did them, he felt richer inside. He realized that kindness always comes with a cost. It takes effort, time, and sometimes even pain. But it's a cost worth paying. Because what you receive in return is invisible yet priceless. One afternoon, when Ryan was helping clean the classroom, one of his classmates laughed and said, Why do you work so hard, man? Nobody pays you for this. Ryan smiled and replied calmly, Because I'm not doing it for money. I'm doing it for my peace. That single sentence left his friends speechless. Later that week, Ryan saw the same friend drop his books on the ground, and without saying anything, Ryan helped him pick them up. The boy looked at him, embarrassed, and said, Thanks, Ryan. Ryan just smiled and said, It's okay. We all need help sometimes. And that's when his friend realized what Ryan had already learned. Every good deed comes at a cost, but that cost is what makes it meaningful. Months passed. The kindness Ryan had shown began to come back to him in unexpected ways. One day, during a storm, he was walking home when he slipped and hurt his leg. He couldn't stand. Just then, a stranger came running to help him. When Ryan looked up, he was shocked. It was Sam, the same boy from the park. Sam said, I never forgot what you did for me. You helped me once. Now it's my turn. He carried Ryan's bag, helped him get home safely, and even brought medicine from the pharmacy. Ryan was speechless. Tears filled his eyes. He finally understood. The kindness you give never disappears. It always finds its way back, even if it takes time. That night, Ryan wrote in his diary, Everything in life has a cost. Money, time, effort, or emotion. But when we spend these things for kindness, the return is infinite. Nothing is free, not even goodness. But when you give from your heart, you realize the price is worth it. He closed his diary and looked out the window. The rain had stopped, and a rainbow stretched across the sky. Ryan smiled, feeling proud of who he had become. He had learned that the cost of kindness was not something to fear. It was something to embrace. But soon, life was about to test him again, on a much bigger level, where his values, honesty, and courage would be challenged more than ever before. Part 5. The Hardest Lesson. Time passed, and Ryan grew older, wiser, and more aware of how life truly works. He had learned about honesty, effort, and kindness. But the world was about to test him in a way that would shake his beliefs completely. Because life always gives the hardest lessons when we least expect them. One morning, Ryan's father fell ill. His once strong hands that repaired bicycles every day now trembled with weakness. The doctor said he needed rest and medicine, but the treatment was costly. The family didn't have enough savings. Ryan's mother tried to stay strong, but worry filled her eyes. Ryan could see it. Every day she went to the market and worked longer hours, yet the money was never enough. One night, Ryan overheard his parents talking quietly. His mother said, "We can't afford all the medicine this month." His father replied, "Don't worry. I'll be fine." But Ryan could see the truth. His father wasn't fine. That night, Ryan sat alone in his room, thinking deeply. He looked at his old phone, his favorite shoes, his books, and the few toys he still kept from childhood. He realized something. Nothing in his life had ever come for free. Every single thing he had was bought with his parents' hard work and sacrifice. Tears rolled down his cheeks. He whispered, "I've taken so much. Now it's my turn to give." The next day, he decided to do something bold. After school, he went to a nearby shop that sold groceries and said to the shopkeeper, "Sir, do you need help? I can work after school." The shopkeeper looked at him curiously. "You're just a student. Why do you want to work?" Ryan smiled. "Because I want to learn the value of earning, and I need to help my family." The man agreed. The work was not easy. Ryan had to lift heavy boxes, clean shelves, and sometimes deal with rude customers. He came home tired every evening, his hands covered with dust and small cuts. But every time he saw his father smiling a little better, he felt stronger. He realized something beautiful. Work is never a punishment. It's a blessing that teaches you the true price of every comfort. One afternoon, after a long day, Ryan counted the money he earned that week. It was not much, just enough to buy some of his father's medicines, but it felt like a fortune. When he handed the money to his mother, she hesitated and said, "No, son, keep it for yourself." Ryan shook his head. "Mom, this is not for me. You and Dad have worked your whole lives for me. Now it's my turn." His mother's eyes filled with tears as she hugged him tightly. That night, as they sat for dinner, his father said softly, "Ryan, I may not live a rich life, but today, I feel like the richest man in the world, because I have a son who understands what value really means." But soon after, something happened that tested Ryan's honesty more than ever before. One day, while he was cleaning the counter in the grocery shop, he found a wallet lying on the floor. He opened it and saw a large amount of cash inside, more than his family could earn in months. There was also an ID card. For a moment, temptation hit him. "If I take this money," he thought, "I can pay for all of Dad's medicines. No one will ever know." His hands began to shake. His heart beat faster. He looked around. No one had seen him. The shopkeeper was busy. The customers were talking. But then, a quiet voice echoed in his mind. His father's voice. "Son, nothing in life is free. Someone always pays the price." He imagined the person who had lost the wallet. Maybe an old man. Maybe a poor worker like his father. Someone might be crying over the loss right now. Ryan closed the wallet, took a deep breath, and went to the shopkeeper. "Sir, someone dropped this. Please find who it belongs to." The shopkeeper was surprised. "You didn't take anything?" Ryan looked him straight in the eyes. "No, because what doesn't belong to me will never bring me peace. Later that evening, the owner of the wallet came back to the shop searching frantically. When he found out that Ryan had returned it untouched, he was deeply moved. He said, "Son, I don't know you, but you've given me more faith in this world. Please accept this money as a reward." Ryan smiled gently and said, "Thank you, sir. But I can't take it. I didn't do this for a reward." The man was astonished. "Then why?" Ryan said softly. "Because I learned that nothing good comes from taking what isn't yours. And honesty may cost something, but losing it costs everything." The man placed his hand on Ryan's shoulder and said, "You will go far in life, my boy, because you understand what most adults have forgotten." That night, when Ryan reached home, he didn't bring money, but he brought something more valuable: respect, integrity, and peace of mind. He sat by his father's side, held his hand, and said, "Dad, today I realized the world tempts us with easy choices, but every wrong choice takes away a piece of who we are. Honesty, kindness, effort, they all have a cost, but that cost builds our soul." His father smiled weakly. "You've learned life's hardest lesson, son. I'm proud of you." Ryan looked at the stars outside and whispered, "Maybe nothing is free, but the lessons we learn through struggle, they are the most valuable gifts of all." That night, Ryan didn't dream of money, fame, or comfort. He dreamed of something much greater, a life built on truth. But his story wasn't over yet. The final part of his journey would reveal the ultimate truth, that even dreams, love, and happiness come with a price. Part 6. The Final Realization. Time moved forward, and Ryan's life began to change. His father slowly recovered, his mother smiled again, and their small home once more filled with laughter. But deep inside, Ryan had changed forever. He no longer saw the world as he once did. He no longer believed in shortcuts, easy rewards, or free gifts. He had learned that everything valuable in life comes at a cost: effort, time, patience, and sometimes pain. But there was still one last lesson waiting for him, the most powerful one. The lesson that would complete his journey from a boy who wanted everything for free to a man who understood the true meaning of life. A new beginning. After finishing school, Ryan decided to go to college. He got admission in a city far from his small town. His parents were proud, but they also worried. Life in the city was expensive. Ryan promised them, "Don't worry, I'll manage everything on my own." When he arrived in the city, he saw a new world. Tall buildings, shining lights, people rushing everywhere. It was beautiful, but also tough. Everyone was competing. Everyone wanted success. And fast. Ryan soon realized that city life was not easy. Rent, food, books, everything cost money. He found a small part-time job at a coffee shop to pay his expenses. He studied during the day and worked at night. Sometimes he was so tired that he fell asleep on his books. But whenever he felt like giving up, he remembered his father's words. "Son, nothing in life is free. Someone always pays the price." He whispered to himself, "I'll pay the price with hard work." The temptation returns. A few months later, his exams approached. Ryan was exhausted from balancing work and study. One evening, while studying in the library, a classmate came to him and said, "Ryan, I have all the answers for tomorrow's exam. You can just copy them." No one will know Ryan looked at the papers. His tired mind whispered, "You deserve a break." Just this once. But his heart reminded him of all the lessons he had learned. The cakes, The fake art, the copied homework, the wallet, the kindness. He closed his eyes for a moment and thought deeply. Then he looked at his friend and said, "No. If I fail, I'll fail with honesty, because cheating is not free either. It costs your peace." His friend laughed and walked away, but Ryan smiled quietly. He knew that this small choice defined who he truly was. The next day, Ryan wrote his exam honestly. It was tough, but he did his best. Weeks later, when results came, he passed with average marks. He wasn't at the top of the class, but when he looked in the mirror, he felt proud, because his success was real. The power of earning. After college, Ryan got his first real job. It wasn't big, just a small company. But for him, it meant everything. His first salary was small, yet when he held that envelope in his hand, it felt heavy with pride. He went back to his town to visit his parents. The moment he entered the house, his mother hugged him tightly, and his father said with tears in his eyes, "Son, we're proud of you. You didn't ask for things. You earned them." Ryan handed his first salary to his father and said, "This belongs to you both. You taught me the most valuable lesson, that nothing is free. And because of that lesson, I have everything I need that night." Their small home was filled with joy, not because of money, but because of what it represented: effort, honesty, and love. The unexpected twist. Years passed. Ryan's hard work paid off. He got promoted, moved to a better home, and became successful. But one day, he faced a new challenge, one that tested his heart, not his mind. He met a girl named Lily, who worked in the same office. She was kind, humble, and honest, just like him. They became good friends and slowly fell in love. For the first time, Ryan felt something new, happiness that came from sharing, caring, and dreaming together. But soon, life reminded him again. Even love isn't free. Lily's father was against their relationship. He wanted her to marry a rich man. Ryan was heartbroken but didn't give up. He said to her, "I may not be rich yet, but I'll earn everything with dignity." So he worked harder than ever. He saved money, took extra projects, and built a stable life step by step. It took years, but he never complained, because he had learned anything built with patience lasts forever. Finally, after many struggles, Lily's father saw Ryan's honesty and dedication. He said, "You've proved that love built on integrity and hard work is stronger than wealth." Ryan and Lily got married in a small ceremony surrounded by family and friends. When Ryan looked at her during the wedding, he thought to himself, even love has a price, the price of patience, trust, and sacrifice. And that's what makes it so precious, the final realization. Many years later, Ryan sat with his little son one evening watching the sunset. His son asked, "Dad, why do you always say nothing is free?" Ryan smiled and said softly, "Because, my son, every good thing in life, happiness, success, friendship, love, everything has a cost. You either pay with time, effort, or heart, but that's what makes it valuable. The things we get for free often disappear quickly. The things we work for stay with us forever." His son looked at him with innocent eyes and said, "So, if I want to be successful, I have to work hard?" Ryan nodded. "Yes, my boy. And when you work hard, don't look for shortcuts. The world will offer you free things, free success, free fame, free comfort. But they always come with hidden prices. Be the kind of person who earns what you have, and you'll never lose your peace." The boy smiled and hugged him tightly. "I'll remember that, Dad." Ryan looked at the sky, the same sky he had watched as a boy many years ago. He thought about his journey. From a lazy kid who wanted free cakes to a man who understood the value of every breath, every moment, every effort. He whispered to himself, "The truth of life is simple. Nothing is free. But when you pay the price through honesty, hard work, and love, life gives you back something priceless: peace, respect, and meaning." As the sun set behind the hills, Ryan smiled with deep satisfaction. He had lost many easy chances in life, but he had gained something far greater: a life built on truth. And in that quiet moment, he realized that was the most beautiful reward of all. Before you go, remember, life gives nothing for free. Every dream demands effort, every success requires patience, and every smile has a story behind it. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who needs this message, and subscribe to our channel for more life-changing stories every day. Stay strong, stay honest, and keep growing, because your best version is yet to come.